it's my own fault. Why? I sat in this office getting ready for everything, then I crashed. Ay, ay, ay. Can you tell it's Monday?
Yes, I can, and I only have two words.
And
for
it's going to be
everybody
one of
listening.
those.
Those two words are "let's go."
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning! Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up! I gotta thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Let's go, baby. We got work to do.
We indeed have work to do. I still haven't figured this studio out yet.
Give it
Good morning, and welcome to the Manic Championship Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have you all with us. This first hour is powered by Invader Coffee, fuel for the fearless. Let me get our worst kept secret from the weekend out of the way. We will be joined by one wise El Jefe, and thank you to my associate producer Chris Dietz for the idea. He will give his perspective on the Knicks winning the World Championship, which happened Saturday night. Jordan Stahl and the Hurricanes take care of the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games. They win the Stanley Cup for the second time in team history, and I can't say I'm surprised either. Also,
Carolina's forechecking was just that much better throughout the series.
Carolina's play was that much better throughout the series.
True.
Carolina's play was that much better throughout the series. We will discuss that when Jay Spivey jumps on. Brody Chris Dietz will join us, and he and I have a message for one Caleb, a.k.a. Damian Hernandez. We'll do that in a moment. And also today, you're going to love this one.
What's that?
Old Snowman gets to show some love for, and I can't believe I'm going to say this sentence aloud again, the first place White Sox.
They have been looking strong
Ooh.
recently.
The first place White, I can't believe I'm saying this sentence, even though that's my team, and Victor and I talked about it. It's like you're surprised, but then you're not surprised, because we said at the top of the season that they need to get back to playing small ball. And doggone it if they haven't been playing great small ball. That's how you ready for this? They took 2 out of 3 from the world champion Dodgers. 2 out of 3. And they get another measuring stick tonight when we go to New York to play the New York Yankees. And you best believe I'm putting the headset on for that tonight. But man, they've been playing great. But Foist, me and Chris Dietz are going to team up to deal with a hater.
This should be
And
good.
he ain't going to like what we got to say. Let's do this.
Passionate.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur. That's a full-blown fibrillation.
Dietz is here, and he's ready to put a comment to rest. In fact, we both are. Good morning, Dietz. How are you, brother?
Good morning, guys. It's good to be back after Friday's escapades, but no, it's a new week. It's a new week. We're getting a new start, but before we get to the new week, we got to clean up the old stuff so we can move forward.
All right.
About to say, what you got up your sleeve for us today, Dietzy?
So on Friday, y'all had a discussion, and it was a great time. Allie was here. Allie was great as usual.
Mm-hmm.
But during the WNBA discussion, our resident troll decided to join the conversation with something that he has been saying for a while now. I would say almost a month. A month now. He's been saying it every time we bring up a certain player, and I'm sure he'll bring it up as soon as I mention this player. As soon as we mention Caitlin Clark, he likes to bring up, she's being treated specially. She's getting special treatment because of load management. Now, I'm not going to put words in his mouth. He can speak for himself, but I can tell you how I read this statement. Let me speak directly to you, Mr. Hernandez.
Oh God.
You are either using load management as a trigger because you know that people hate load management, and people hate when that is tagged to someone. Everyone hates to hear it. We've had it tagged with LeBron. We've had it tagged with Kawhi Leonard. We've seen people absolutely destroy them for it.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're either using it that way. You're either using it as I want to get a trigger out of people, or, and this is more my belief, or you actually believe it, or you fundamentally believe that she is being load managed, and for that, look, I don't mind if you want to throw something out there and try to trigger people. But if you're going to trigger somebody, you got to use facts, dude. You got to be factually accurate with it. Because to use the term load management for Caitlin Clark, let's just put this to bed right now. The Indiana Fever have played 13 games this year. Caitlin Clark has participated in 12 of them, meaning she missed one game. Missing one game is not load management. She missed one game. So you say, oh, well, she's missed one game, but how is she faring, in the game? How is she faring game-wise? I just looked this up before the show, before we came on. I just looked it up. It is brand new information. Caitlin Clark ranks 17th among all WNBA players in minutes played, meaning She has played more minutes than most of the league. Not to mention, as far as star players go, when we're comparing Caitlin Clark, we're going to look at, the stars of the league. And Caitlin Clark, I know Brian, you may not like this. Caitlin Clark is the most popular player in the league. Asia Wilson is the best player is the best women's basketball player in the game right now. There's no question
argument
about that.
No argument
no
for me.
argument with
So
that.
so let me
No
go,
argument.
let me compare Caitlin Clark to Asia Wilson. Asia Wilson has played 12 games. Caitlin Clark has played 12 games. In average minutes, Asia Wilson has played 32 minutes. Caitlin Clark has an average of 31.4 minutes, which when you break it down, because again, I said this on Friday in the chat, and it got mentioned, but it kind of got glossed over. But I'm going to say this to Damien right now. Damien, do not challenge weaponized autism. 32 minutes for Asia Wilson, 31.4 for Caitlin Clark. That is 0.6 minutes less she's averaging a game. That means
Roughly about
Asia
20
Wilson,
seconds.
it's 36 seconds.
Okay.
36 seconds less playing time than Asia Wilson. That's it. That's the list. And here
So
we go.
that's like what? 2 possessions at the most?
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Two possessions, 36 seconds. But let's just go to this. Caitlin Clark missed a game. She did not miss a game because of a coach's decision. It was the 4th game of the year after Caitlin had played 3 games in a row. The game she missed happened to be it. We could say it was a back-to-back. It happened to be they played. And I think I can get this team right. The team they played, I think it was Portland. Or it was either Portland or Golden State. One of those.
I believe it was Portland.
Yeah, she missed the game against Portland. Why? Because they had just played Portland the night before, and the next day, Caitlin Clark woke up with back spasms. This is a Caitlin Clark who missed an entire season because of a back injury.
Mm-hmm.
So when they had a game, they played. I believe they played on Saturday, and the next game was on Monday. When she woke up on Sunday with back spasms, they decided, you know what? We got a game in 24 hours. Shut it down, and we'll shut it down, and we'll go from there. So they kept her out because her back spasms came up. They didn't want to risk having her go, injure her back, and be out for the rest of the season like she was last year. So they said, you know what? We'll forego one game to save the rest. That's what happened. The game, if those games are, a couple days apart, she probably plays in that game. But because it was the next day, they kept her out. Fair enough. But what happened since then? Since that game, she has played 30 plus minutes in every single game.
Single game. Including
so you cannot claim
40,
load management.
Including 40 apart. In the overtime. Yep, including 40 in the overtime win over Chicago in a game that was here on the station.
So again, the facts don't lie. The stats don't lie. And so I wanted to put that to bed, but I'll cede the rest of the floor to Snowman, because I'm sure you got more to say on this.
I do. I definitely do. You cannot claim load management, especially for a player who's coming back from 3 significant injuries, including a groin injury and a back injury, which is why at every timeout where she has a seat, she has the back brace on, she and Sophie Cunningham. You can't claim load management when she's second on the team in scoring. She leads the league in assists. She's probably going to be the most popular player in All-Star game voting. And I totally agree with Chris Dietz, and I'm looking in this camera and I'm saying it. Caitlin Clark's the most popular player, and she's on her way back to being a hell of a player. She has committed a lot of turnovers. I will say that aloud, and I have said it aloud during game broadcasts. She needs to calm the turnovers down. That's time, and that's reps. All right?
Now, let me ask this of the group. If they were going to have her have load management, why would 9 of her 12 games that she's played in, including the last 5 straight, have minutes over 30 in each game?
You wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Exactly.
You wouldn't.
Or you would have
playmakers messing with us.
Or you would have 30 minutes, 30 minutes, 30 minutes, game off. 30 minutes, 30 minutes, game off. Or you would have a 9-game stretch of 25 minutes, 25 minutes, 25 minutes. You would have a set period.
Exactly.
That would be load management.
Yeah.
Look at the last 5 games. 36, 40, 31, 34, 31.
Yeah.
Including that overtime game against Chicago. That was the 40-minute game she played.
And that's the game I want to look at. And Playmaker says it's too early for Caitlin Clark debate. This is something that Dietz wanted to put to bed, and I'm going to put to bed also before we go to break. 40 minutes against Chicago. Aaliyah Boston, 34 points and 12 rebounds. Caitlin Clark, 32 points and 10 assists. Oh, by the way, the 10 assists, the 32 points and 10 assists, and the 34 and 12 for Aaliyah Boston, they became the first teammates to record double-doubles in the same game in WNBA history. How do you like them apples?
As somebody who has played through injuries in my high school career, load management is a thing, but they don't need it for Caitlin. She knows how to handle her business. I've played through plenty of injuries in my life.
As have I.
Trust me, we're banged up from it.
Yeah.
But we never had load management. Caitlin doesn't need it.
Yeah. That was just something we needed to put. That was something Dietz requested of me to put to bed before we get into everything else that's going on in the sports world, including 2 championships that were clinched over the weekend. And believe me, we got a lot to say about that. Jalen Brunson and the Knicks take care of the Spurs in 5 games. We'll come back with that. Wiesel Hefe will join us is scheduled to join us. I beg your pardon, at the bottom of the hour.
You expect a Bostonian and a New Yorker to get along?
Yes.
Damn.
Yes, because you love Wiesel Hefe as much as I do.
Yeah, that's true.
But Dietz posed a question in our pre-show meeting yesterday. Did the Knicks win or did the Spurs lose? I vote for option C as we go to break, a combination of both. I will explain in the Snowman's Take when you all get back. It's Championship Monday, and we got more in a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light-optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, Sleet or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Dear bronsexuals,
You fool! What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the morning.
Thank God we don't have to hear from those clowns for the next few months.
oh boy. 25 after the hour. Wise El Jefe due in 10 minutes. Jay Spivey is on at 11:30, so I'm going to shift the Totally Deets hour to the third hour because Jay brought up a very good point. I can't warn him 90 minutes prior to showtime when he's always due at 11:30 Eastern, and then I shift him to 12:30 at the last minute. That is not fair to him. So we're going to keep Jay at 11:30 on Mondays, and then move the Totally Deets hour to the third hour. All right, let's get down to it.
Yeah, now dealing with the finals, I don't care what anybody says. Screw the Danhausen curse. San Antonio threw away double-digit leads all 5
In
games.
every single game in the series, and screw what everybody else says. It's the NBA World Championship Series. I can't tell you how many text messages and comments I've gotten over the course of the 5 games that I covered. You're saying it wrong. It's the NBA Finals. I'm old and I'm old school, and Dietz confirmed it. Dog confirmed it, and so did Victor. It's the NBA World Championship Series, period.
Now here's the
San Antonio. Let me get this in.
This series should have been over in 4. San Antonio survived Game 4.
Oh yeah.
Let's be real.
Oh yeah. San Antonio survived Game 4 when they should have lost Game 4.
Yes.
Period.
Plain and simple.
It could have been and should have been a sweep either way.
Let me just say this, and then they foxed up game 4.
Yep.
What De'Aaron Fox destroyed this entire series.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if they win that game, also, the greatness of, I mean, Wemby makes 2 free throws. He makes those 2 free throws. The Knicks don't win game 4.
They don't.
So Wemby missed. I mean, the Spurs did everything that they could to lose this series.
To hand them that series.
And that doesn't take away from the Knicks winning. That's just calling it like it was. The Spurs gave this away. The Knicks did a great job of taking it.
Yes,
that
they
doesn't
did.
take away from the fact that the Spurs handed the Knicks this series on a silver platter.
They did.
I mean, let's go back to the Eastern Conference semis and the finals. Look how well the Knicks were playing in that. Not taking anything away from what the Knicks did in this series, but San Antonio threw the bitch away.
You know what? I did all 5 games, and we got someone special coming on here in a couple of moments. I did all 5 games. The Knicks did a great advantage, as you just said a moment ago, Shane, of the great thing. They did a great job, I beg your pardon, of taking advantage of everything San Antonio was giving them. And the Knicks win their first title in 53 years. And I love Mike Breen's call at the end of Game 5, where he says, Knicks fans, this is not a dream. It's a little of both, that the Knicks won and
the Spurs lost.
The Spurs
gave
them this series. The Spurs gave them this series. In each of the 5 games, the Spurs had a lead at least of plus 14.
Biggest one being 29.
Every single game. They were up by 29 in game number 4. 29. And the Knicks came back and won that one. And of course, OG Anunoby. Oh my gosh.
OG's sixth easily.
How well did he play this series?
I mean, he was the hidden star of this series.
He was.
Brunson being the Iceman in the fourth quarter is one thing, but OG was the hidden star of this series.
Well, we got a New Yorker ready to come on now.
I mean, New York hasn't burned down yet. I'm surprised.
I think a lot of people.
It's still burning.
Right.
I'm in Connecticut. We can see the smoke. We can see the smoke from here.
Deets, I'm up in Maine. I'm starting to see the smoke myself. Ladies and gentlemen,
you know what? I got a lot of things to talk with this gentleman about, but including a matchup of, dare I say, first place teams in the majors. But the main thing he wants to talk about is his beloved Knicks winning the title. And given the fact that he is a big time Yankees fan, there's only one way for me to introduce him. Now batting, hitting the bong later, but enjoying his coffee. Number 420, Wise El Jefe. Number 420. Had to give him the Bob Shepard intro. And my brother Wise El Jefe is back. He will never come down. He'll never come down from the high of his Knicks winning the world championship. I don't blame you. He's sporting the Yankees hat today. And considering this week, a pair of first place teams will meet in the Bronx. I got to show this. But Wise, welcome back to Snowman in the Morning. It's a pleasure and an honor to have you, my brother. It's an honor.
I'm glad to be back on, man. Haven't been on in a while.
We got to change that.
Hold on. Before we get into this, let's do this right. Let's do this the Snowman in the Morning way.
Yes, sir.
Introducing the reigning, defending, undisputed NBA champion, Knicks fan, Wise El Jefe, what's up,
Yes,
brother?
sir. Yes, sir.
It's been a long time coming. I've suffered 2 NBA final losses in my lifetime that I've seen. When they lost in 94 to Houston and 99 to the same San Antonio Spurs. So, and everybody wants to keep pointing out, that San Antonio gave those games away. But my Knicks played 48 minutes. That's the difference.
Yeah.
Everyone else plays the first 3 quarters. My Knicks played 48 minutes. There were never, no lead was in some amount for them. They didn't care.
Yeah. No lead was safe in that series. And why'd you bring up a very good point? The Knicks played 48 minutes. San Antonio only played 36 each and every single time. The only time that they finished 48 minutes, they took 11 and a half minutes off, was game 4. When, as Deet said earlier, they survived game 4. You know what? We talked about a couple of players on the Knicks, one hidden star, one main star. Jalen Brunson was the piece, as it turns out, that the Knicks needed to get to the mountaintop. But I want to show some love for OG Anunoby.
Oh no, OG's definitely big, man. He's one of the best two-way guards and wings in the league. Defensively, he should have been all NBA.
Yes.
He's second team, but he should have been all NBA first team.
Yes.
He's taken his offensive game to another level this year. He's definitely stepped up, especially in the finals where he averaged 21 points, right? So he showed that comparison to Kawhi when he first came out, like, he's comparable. But he's also different in a way, right? Because OG, he has that. I'm not saying, because Kawhi is a great player, so I wouldn't even want to put him in the same. But OG is just growing into the player that they all predicted to be. Man, he's got it defensively. Now, if you can really put it all together offensively, which he kind of sort of did this playoff run.
Yep.
We got a good nucleus, man. Everybody wants to talk about we can't be led by a small guard, right? Like Brunson is not 1A, but he's a winner in every level he's been to. High school championship, Villanova 2 championships. Now he's an NBA champ. So y'all could say all y'all want about a small guard can't lead a team. I don't look at him as a small guard. I look at him as a winner. When everybody talks smack about when the Knicks they signed, I was excited. You know why? Because I knew he was a winner. He was bringing that winner's mentality.
I had a chance to see Jalen Brunson play in my hometown when he played at Stevenson High School in Lincolnshire, and I saw that dog in him then at a couple of Christmas tournaments and a state tournament that I had a chance to check out with JB. He was a dog then. And then, as you said, Wise, he won championships with Stevenson, conference championships and a state championship. He won 2 NCAA titles with Villanova within 3 years, by the way, folks. 2 titles within 3 years, 16 over North Carolina and 2018 over Michigan. He won those 2 within 3 years. Now he's reached the mountaintop. He's won the NBA World Championship. And I don't think Jalen Brunson is not done. I know Jalen Brunson is not done. And you said it best a moment ago, Wise. This is a great nucleus that the Knicks have with Towns and Anunoby and Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, the Villanova triplets, I called them during this series. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart, and Jalen Brunson. To put those guys together in the starting lineup gives you guys a great nucleus going forward.
We got the best starting 5 in all the NBA, man. We have the best starting 5. If you look at it, we have the best starting. We have JB, we have Mikal, we have OG, Towns, Hart. Like, Hart is so underrated.
Yeah, he is.
What do you have? 12 and 15? What was that? What was the number? Like, when again, they could say we don't have a superstar, but we have a team. Again, basketball is a team sport. Y'all could be like, oh, we don't have no superstars. whatever. Brunson to me is that superstar. But we played as a team. Like game 4, all right. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was.
It was crazy. Game 4. We was like
think about that statement that Wise just made, and think about how far we've come in basketball in the last 15, maybe even 20 years, where it was. Well, I mean, ever since I'll rep the Celtics. Ever since the Celtics had the big 3.
Yeah.
It was what was the thing in basketball? It was
big
you
3.
have to have a super team. You have to have a super team to compete. You have to have LeBron, D Wade, and Chris Bosh. You have to have the Golden State with Steph Curry, and you have to have this to compete.
But even Golden State,
the Knicks just showed you. The Knicks just showed you don't need a super team to compete.
They had Steph Curry, yes, and Golden State played as a team, right? Every they had KD. Yeah, they were winning before they got KD, right? And they won after they had KD. They've always played as a team. That was the difference. All these other super teams, whatever, like SGA and them, that team was built. Yes, they were great. That's a great team. SGA, nobody knew he was going to become this type of player.
Right.
The Clippers would have never made that trade if they did. But again, Warriors teams, they were a team. They were a group of guys that grew together, and Steph turned himself into a superstar. He wasn't projected to be a superstar. He turned himself into a superstar.
He was projected to be a backup. When he was drafted, he was projected to be a career backup. And that man in 17 seasons has turned himself into a superstar. But I'll echo Wise's point.
One of the best shooters best shooters ever in the game.
And I will echo Wise's point. The Warriors played as a team, period. That is what Steve Kerr in his 13 seasons has emphasized. And take it from Steve Kerr being with two of the best under Greg Popovich and, of course, Phil Jackson, taking that mentality and bringing it to Golden State. And Steve Kerr was not afraid to have Andre Iguodala come off the bench. Because remember, when Iguodala got to Golden State, Steve Kerr says, I'm going to bring you off the bench because we need that second unit. And Iguodala led that second unit. And you talk about how underrated Josh Hart is for the Knicks. Josh Hart is to the Knicks what Andrew Bogut was to Golden State.
Listen, Josh Hart did it all. This team just came together. Like, everybody talks so much smack when they didn't want to hang up the in-season tournament trophy, right?
Right.
Because that wasn't their goal. Their goal has always been to hang up an NBA banner.
Play in June.
They didn't care about the Emirates. They cared about it. It was great satisfaction, yes.
Yes.
But they didn't want the banner up. Why?
Right.
That's not the banner they wanted up.
They wanted the world champ. They wanted the world championship banner.
When they did that, that showed me that this team was different. This team wanted more.
Yes.
And then when they had that
dog or somebody in the chat.
Probably me. What's up?
Do me a favor. Look this up, because I was just listening to that clip last night of when Wise was on here and said this team is not worried. Last time Wise was on here, he said we ain't worried about an NBA Cup championship. We don't want that banner. We want the banner at the end of the year. So Wise predicted it on this show.
He did.
He said it on this show. So I want to give that. But dog, I want you to look up, because I was thinking about this when the Knicks won, when the Knicks were even playing in the finals. Are the Knicks the first team to win the NBA Cup and the final, and the championship series?
Yes, I can.
Yes, they are.
The same season?
Yep, they are. Every other team that won the NBA,
I didn't want to throw that out there. They are, and then have somebody in the chat be like,
they are the first team to.
I like to have my references before I say something like that. But
the Knicks are the first team.
Like, they won the cup and
the Knicks are the first team to complete the double play. But Wise said it on this program that they didn't want the NBA Cup. They wanted Larry O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
And now they have Larry O'Brien. Yeah. The Canyon of Heroes, as Tyler Murray said at the end of the radio broadcast, and I caught the end of that after I signed off the air on Saturday. This Knicks team was, I'll use a word to describe this Knicks team, especially in the World Championship Series: confident. Very confident, because every time they got down by double digits in this series, look at the faces of the Knicks. They were very stoic. They were very focused.
Mm-hmm.
And they kept saying with their play, we can wipe this up. We can wipe this lead out and come back and win it. Because
look at what I said at the start of the postseason. Watching what the Knicks did the final 4 or 5 games and then coming in, I told you guys many times,
the Knicks were
for this team. I'm a Bostonian, and I said that. What does that tell you?
You kept saying, dog, the Knicks were not a team to mess with, especially being down 2-1 to Atlanta. And a lot of Knicks fans got a hold of me and got a hold of Dog, saying, okay, here we go again with the Knicks. Because remember, 2 consecutive appearances in the playoffs, they get eliminated by the Indiana Pacers.
Mm-hmm.
Conference semifinals 2 years ago. Last year, conference finals, 6 games. When they got by Atlanta and wiped them out the last 3 games of that first round series, I looked at Dog and he looked at me and we went, uh-oh, here they come. Since then, they wiped out Philadelphia in a 4-game sweep. They wiped out Cleveland in a 4-game sweep, and Cleveland had no business being there, in my opinion, but more on that later. Then came the first 2 games of the World Championship Series, where they were down by 14 in the third quarter in game 1 and won by 10.
Mm-hmm.
That game for me clinched the championship for New York. That game right there clinched the championship in my eyes for New York, because they're on the road in a hostile place, because San Antonio is not an easy place to play. The Frostbank Center, the history of San Antonio, and I know this from watching the game as long as I have, San Antonio has always been an underrated, tough place to play, from the Hemisphere Arena to the Alamo Dome to now the Frostbank Center. And Bill Schoening and I have had many a conversation about playing in San Antonio and how tough it is for an opponent. The Knicks went in there 3 times. 3 times. 3 games they won on the road in San Antonio. And I'm reminded, and that accomplishment right there reminds me, I'm going to date myself here, go back to 83 when the Spurs played the Lakers in the Western Conference Finals, and the Lakers had home court advantage, but yet they went to San Antonio and wiped them out for 3 games. In fact, they won game 6, 101-100. And Dick Stockton said they dance off the floor. The Knicks danced off the floor in San Antonio, winning the title. So, pardon me while I stand up and applaud for these New York Knicks, and to borrow from the great Frank Sinatra, they did it their way. Defense, rebounds, getting in the passing lanes, changing defenses when necessary, because when San Antonio got hot in game 5, what happened? They switched to man-to-man so Dylan Harper wouldn't beat them. They sent a posse after Dylan Harper every time he touched the ball in the fourth quarter. They sent a posse after one De'Aaron Fox. And then Karl Anthony Towns' defense on Victor Wembanyama this entire series was outstanding, because Victor was putting up big numbers in the Western Conference playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
When they got to the World Championship Series and Karl Anthony Towns is waiting for him, every game except game 3, where he had 32 and 13, talking about Wembanyama. Every game this series, Victor was under the radar and under the defense of not only Karl Anthony Towns, but Josh Hart came after him. OG Anunoby played great defense on him. Mikal Bridges even guarded him a couple of times and forced him into bad shots. The team defense, and I'll see this to Wise here, the team defense in the New York Knicks, not only in the finals, but in the playoffs, was outstanding. That is their calling card.
And I contribute that to Tibbs, right? Because Tibbs kind of built that mentality of defense. Brown just took it to the next level. He just added an offensive part of it, and he wasn't afraid to use his bench. At one point he used 12 players.
Yep.
Tibbs would have never used 12 players. Jose Alvarado game 4.
Ooh,
was big.
Christ the King's own Jose Alvarado,
game
man.
4, putting Brunson and Alvarado together on the floor for the first time ever. And for Alvarado to come out and have he outcoached Mitch Johnson.
Yes.
Because Mitch and at some points there was points where he should have rested Wemby and he didn't.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the fourth quarter, Wemby was gassed.
Yes.
Mitch Johnson, great young coach. Like, to take this team to the final after last year's season, he's a great young head coach.
Yep.
The team is going to learn. They're going to be even better next year. Because they're going to take from this. Because Wemby, to me, is the kind of player who takes from what he learns from his mistakes, and he learns. So they're going to be perennial finals contenders every year.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to look at it this way. As Boss said, outside of one game, New York held Wemby to under 30 points per game.
Yep.
With game 5 being the worst one, 19 with 14 boards. That says a lot about what the Knicks were able to do during this postseason if you can shut Wemby down that big, especially on his own home court.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the Knicks took this series. Period.
They did.
The Knicks took this series. One final question from Dietz before we move on. Go ahead, Dietz.
All right, Wise. I know everybody's been giving you flowers for the Knicks, and everybody's been pumping the Knicks up. Let me ask the question that I want to know. Now that the Knicks have a championship, and I did not hear it all this run, where are the Fire Dolan chants?
There's the same thing with the same thing with the picks, right? The 5 picks for Mikal. We don't care about those picks anymore. We got a chip. We don't care about whatever happened with Dolan in the past 25 years, whatever. It's in the past. We're a championship team. He finally learned to let his basketball people do their basketball job, right?
Yes.
People criticize them for bringing Leon Rose, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's Asian. What he knows about. What did he do? He gets Worldwide West on his side. He gets a front office that actually knows what they're doing.
Right.
Saying he brings Tibbs in. Tibbs solidifies the team, gets them going in the right direction because Tibbs is great at that.
Yeah.
Tibbs just didn't trust his players enough to go deep into his bench, so he would burn his players out.
Yeah, same thing in Chicago.
So
same thing in Chicago.
You bring in Mike Brown, who's learned under Popovich, Kerr, right? And he's had experience with leading Cleveland to their first finals, even though they lost.
Mm-hmm.
He brings in a different approach now. He's bringing an approach now, like, all right, we're great defensively. What do we tweak now to make ourselves better offensively?
Right.
And that was where he just trusted his bench.
Mm-hmm.
Like it seemed like every other game, someone off the bench was doing something. Like Alvarado game 4, you had Shamet all playoff run doing what he was doing. You had Hawk-Porty, who played 2 minutes in game 5, but came up with a humongous block.
Mm-hmm.
You had Jordan Clarkson come in and do some. It was a team effort. It wasn't just one person. Yes, Brunson scored 45 points, half of the team's points. He was not going to let them lose. And you know what that mentality is? Is that Mamba mentality.
Yes.
Like, he is a disciple of Kobe. He went Brunson. He did not. It was like, to them, even though they won, the next game was 0-0.
Yes.
And that's what you heard consistently from each player on the team. Even though they won the last game, they would go to the next game 0-0.
Yep.
And that was this mentality.
But that just shows you how fickle, and I use that in a good way. It shows you how fickle fans are, and how you cannot listen to fans. You need to just be yourself and do things your way. Because 3 years ago, people were showing up with signs to Knicks games saying "sell the team."
Right.
And 2 years later, they're Eastern. They were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they're now NBA champions. And 3 years ago, you had people sell the team. You had people with signs. You had people, Charles Oakley getting in fights. Like, that was what the Knicks were. Now the Knicks are champions. It can turn like that.
That's any fan base, right? Like, that's with any fan base. If you're not producing winning, the fans are gonna express themselves.
Yes.
Us New Yorkers, we express ourselves very loudly. And
When I say fickle, I don't mean most people use that in
that's not in a bad way.
It's not in a bad way. Things can change.
That's how fans are. That's
rapidly
in
sport.
sport.
That's any fan. And I'll use an example. I'll use an example, a recent example. The Warriors. The Warriors fans kept showing up to games even though they sucked out loud. Now, even though the dynasty run is over, they had a renaissance. And speaking of renaissance, he's wearing the hat of the New York Yankees. I get a chance to show this off because
I'm sorry, but as a Bostonian, I still cringe at that hat.
Why? Because and I get to show this off because a battle of first place teams begins tomorrow in the Bronx.
So what's funny, right?
And you're making my head hurt hearing New York Yankees first on top of the AL East.
Well, we've been in first the last couple of years. What are you talking about?
Screw New York. Love you, guys, but screw New York.
That's I love when these two listen. I love when these two get together. Okay, because it's fun when the fans and the guests that come on the show have so much fun with the with the panel here. And I don't have the PSA available to me, but when Cole cut that PSA and Wise saying F Boston, and that started the whole thing, I played it for Shane, and Shane started cracking up laughing.
Yeah, well, F New York. Go on.
So going back to the White Sox game, right? Actually, I'm going to Chicago at the end of July, and I'm going to the White Sox game Thursday, and then I'm going to the Yankees play because the Yankees are playing the Cubs and the White Sox the same week.
Yep.
So I already got the tickets for Thursday afternoon game against the White Sox, and then Friday's game against the Cubs. So I'll be in the Chi at the end of July. I think I'm gonna meet you there
for that week because the current radio voice is a dear friend of mine, and Dave Sims.
Yeah.
He invited me the last couple of years whenever his team, first the Mariners, now the Yankees, come to the South Side to meet him up in the booth. This time I will be able to take advantage of it because Jody and I are going to take that week off. It's like right after my birthday. We're going to take a couple of days, go to Chicago, and I promised Jody that I would take her to Chicago and I'd feed her silly because
I was just in Chicago a few months ago to go see my daughter. She lives out in Oak Park. And
yes.
So I was supposed to see Base rest in peace to Chris Bass. I was
Yeah.
supposed to see Bass that week, but he had his mom, so he really couldn't. So that kind of like when he passed, it kind of like because I was hoping to see him again in July.
Yeah, man.
So it was devastating, but I had a great time when I went to Chicago, man. I had that was my first time there, besides staying in the airport. But I went downtown, went a couple of good places to eat, and I'm looking forward to going back, man, and seeing the Yankees play the White Sox and play.
And listen, Giordano's Pizza. That's all I'm going to tell you.
So get the booking agent. Get the booking agent on the phone because Wise just spilled this. So Wise, we got to have you back after your. You said you're going to the Sox and the Cubs.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got to come.
We got to have Wise back on after, and Wise will tell us. You got to do some homework while you're there, and just tell us which stadium is better.
You know what? I already.
He's going to go to both of them in the same week.
I already have an answer.
Wise will tell us which experience is better.
I already have an answer, but we're going to let Wise develop his own answer. So what I'm going to do?
We got to think about it, right? Wrigley Field historically, right? That's like it's one of the parks that I've always wanted to attend, right? Because of the ID and everything, because it's Wrigley Field.
Yeah.
So I just love baseball. I'll give you my honest opinion when I go, but I look forward to just being there.
That's all we're asking for, and then of course we'll playfully use your answer to either mock Snowman. If you pick Wrigley Field, we're gonna mock Sox fans forever. I still call it. I don't know what they call it now. If you pick Comiskey Park, which
that's what I
still call White Sox.
That's what I call it. I call it.
If you pick that one, then we will mock Cubs fans. Then we will mock Cubs fans forever. It's like we're
gonna get mocked.
Deets, you're forgetting something. We mock Cubs fans anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna mock both. We're gonna mock both either way. It doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun. It's going to be fun to see New Comiskey Park again. And the only reason I can convince my wife to go is, well, she doesn't like baseball. Y'all have heard her say it on this program. The only reason I can convince her to go, food and me meeting Dave Sims finally.
I mean, you can't go wrong with
hanging out
pizza.
Hanging out in the bar. I get a chance to hang out with another cancer survivor in Dave Sims. Okay. And I meet the Yankees broadcast team. I'll meet the White Sox broadcast team. It's going to be, and I meet Wise. And I meet Wise. So me, Wise, and I hope to pull this off. And Victor and my wife will all be at New
Comiskey Park. We go to dinner. My wife will be there, so maybe we can go out to dinner Friday night. I'm not
done.
Saturday. So.
Done.
By the way, Snowman, we did not start this We did not start this discussion off correctly.
Wait.
Y'all turned it to baseball.
Hold on. Let me get the sound up. Let me get the sound up here. Let me get, because I know where you're going. I know where you're going. It's a long running joke on this program. Let me make sure I get everything over where it is, and I can say to you, Deets, go ahead and do it. Did he freeze?
No, he's not frozen. Oh well, yeah. Look, kind of.
All right, Deets, he hit it.
Deets is frozen.
No,
okay, Deets, hit it.
People don't want to hear about baseball.
Wait a minute. We're talking about baseball?
And I gotta do the other. I gotta do the other one that's from an old Snowman in the Morning intro. Let me find it. Deets, do it again. Do it again.
People don't want to talk about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Thanks to Cole Johnson for putting it together.
Now we're good. Now we're good.
Now it's official, and we're at our first hour break. Wise El Jefe, my brother, I love you dearly. Love all the work that you do. Mentality's got to come back soon.
Okay, I've switched. So I'm back in. Well, I live in PA still, but
yeah,
I'm back in New York working. So I finally got my schedule in order. So we will be getting back to Mentality shortly. I haven't even really been doing Stuck in My Mind that much frequently because of my work schedule. But
yeah,
now that I know my set schedule, I know my set days off. Mentality will be coming back soon, and I'm excited. Me and my brother Cole haven't done it in a while. I haven't really been able to do that much content these past 2 months with this shift in jobs and stuff like that. So
yeah,
I'm excited to be back and just being able to get back to doing what I do, doing love what I do, man. I love doing
well,
it. The best.
we want to have you on here a lot more, my man.
For sure.
And I mean every part of that. So
and I appreciate you, brother. This is where I kind of doing hosting it when you went out on cancel leave, and me and Cole were hosting it. It helped me improve as a host, right? To go for a live show and do everything. So I'm very appreciative of our friendship and everything I've been able to learn doing this show.
Yeah.
So it's great to be back, and I'd love to stop by as quickly as I can.
Oh yeah,
this is where he cut it. This is where he cut his teeth. Because I gotta give
you like this version of Snowman, right? This team that you got with you now, they're phenomenal. I do tune in and catch you guys. Big Dog, Deets, all you guys are doing a great job. So I'm proud of
I
what you guys are doing. You guys are doing some good work, man, and just keep doing what you're doing, man. You've been able to
absolutely
evolve and change and like when people would have probably thought when me and Cole were no longer like you would have, but you've stepped it up and taken it to another level, brother. So I'm proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you very much.
Appreciate
you. You need to be a guest picker during football season with us also, like you did a couple times 3 years ago.
Stop by.
You got to.
I'm so excited with my team with what we're doing at Giants and stuff.
Oh yeah. And you need to be. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Wise El Jefe joining us, stopping by the old digs to talk Knicks, talk Yankees.
I got to give a big shout out to the Hurricanes, the Carolina Hurricanes winning. Keandre Miller, former Ranger. Congratulations, brother, for winning the chip. And so
yeah. Thank you, Wise. We love you very much.
Because I see Ryan just popped up. Ryan, I haven't forgot. I'm gonna do it. I'm now getting back to the situated. So I gotta watch the movie and then give you my review.
Love it. Thank you very much, Wise. We love you. I love you personally. You're a great friend, great brother. Stop by more often, please. Stop by more often.
Now that I got I know my schedule and because I'm like I stay the week in New York City. I'm in Queens, and then I come home on the weekend to be with the wife. But I'm now that I got my schedule, and I'm gonna get me a portable equipment to have out there in Queens, so I can create content out there. So I'm excited.
Beautiful. Thank you, Wise. We love you. Thanks, man. Can't wait to have you back on.
Oh, definitely, man.
Wise, I love you, but F New York.
It doesn't sound as good as F Boston. It doesn't sound that good.
No, you're right. It sounds better.
See you later, Wise. Thanks, man.
Peace.
Great to see you, Wise.
I had to get that in.
I know, man. I know. We're at a break. 7 after the hour.
Before we go to break, I just want to put this to bed. Snowman can say this. In our pre-show meeting yesterday, when Snowman asked me, hey, you want to come on tomorrow? What's the first topic you want to talk about? What was the first thing I said to Snowman? I said, first of all, you need to have Wise on for the Knicks championship.
You did. Yeah, that's why you're the associate
very
producer.
First guy, he asked me what I wanted to talk about. I said, I want Wise to come on and gloat about the championship.
That's why I got Shane as the main producer, and I got Dietz as the associate producer. And Dietz is also helping me get the YouTube channel organized, and also with the best of clips. And he found a few that I can't wait to put together. Let me go to a break. When we come back, hour 2 of Snowman in the morning.
I see you.
Morning with Jay Spivey joining at the bottom. Hour 2 in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you total football talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Gerald Jones has no brains. His football acumen is the same capacity as Gun Run's moral capacity.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the morning.
No lie to be found there. I still hate you for that, Victor. By the way, this is a public service announcement from the Dog Father. F the Jets. This has been a public service announcement from the Dog Father. This is Snowman in the Morning, and we owe you an ID.
From the Snowman Multimedia Studios, this is Snowman in the Morning, broadcasting live across the country and streaming worldwide. Heard on our incredible family of affiliate stations, from the South to the Midwest to the Carolinas and beyond. If you're listening on one of our partner stations, we see you, we appreciate you, and we're just getting started, where the hottest of hot takes meet the coldest of cold hard facts. For fans, by fans, all heart, all action. This is Snowman Multimedia.
Holy on smoke!
I am too old for this bull.
I'm the juggernaut, bitch! Oh, hell no!
I ain't got no time for this bull.
Ryan, we gonna fight later.
Why? Why are we gonna fight?
Ryan knows why we gonna fight later because he knows exactly what Jets I'm talking about, not the ones from Winnipeg.
What did they do to you besides introduce the hockey world to Teemu Solani? Oh, goodness. You know who else we need to bring back on the show? We have to get back on the show. Pizzle.
I mean, Pizzle, yes.
We got to get Pizzle back on the show. I know he'll be back. Victor will be back next week because he's out on assignment.
Yep.
In which sometime, you know what, Shane? You and I are going to fight.
What'd I do now?
In the name of the Tom Brady, the Manny Ramirez, and the David Ortiz, amen. Now let's go.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. That's the truth right there. That's the Holy Trinity in Boston.
I know it is. Give me this camera.
I got to put in one of those later.
Give me this camera. Jay Spivey, I owe you an apology because my communication the last couple of years has been very piss poor. Wanted to have Jay Spivey is usually our closer on Mondays, but I did not respect his schedule, and I apologize for that. So what I'm going to offer him is after today, move him back to hour 1, which is where he is most comfortable, and then bring Wise in for hour 2, and then Dietz will close for hour 3. I'm going to get better at this, Jay. And to all of my guests in the past that I have scheduled but couldn't do, this is on me. And I sincerely apologize to all of y'all for that. And I hope you find it in your heart to forgive me. And I hope you find it in your heart and your schedule to come on to the show. I got my wife. I'm going to cry here because I'm revealing myself, but I don't mind. I have everybody in the snow crew working on schedules. And while the fact that, yes, we are going 3 hours, I am going to take you a little behind the scenes here. Some of the interviews that we do for the 3 hour show may be taped in advance. And that is to save time. That is to honor other people's schedules. And I know I've said a lot about my own schedule because I am still under doctor's care, at least for the next couple of weeks. So I will tell you the Wednesday show more than likely will be taped in advance, or will be a replay. We'll let you know. But I owe this apology to all of my guests, to the panel, and to everybody involved, because one thing about me, and it's been true the last 3.5 years, if something goes bad, I hold it in. And that's not good. That's not good. I got to work on letting it out and working it out. And past mistakes, even before I met the love of my life, would make me go inward and not come out and say what's on my mind. I'm still working on that, because when you've been made fun of as long as I have, when you speak your mind, it's like Dietz said, and this is true with emotions.
Put somebody in the middle of the field. Like, it's not hard.
Yeah, I had to. I had to lean on that. It's a comedic piece, but it's a true piece, because I have not communicated well since cancer, and I apologize to everybody for that. To Victor, to Ryan McCarthy, to Wise, to Cole, to Jay Spivey, to Dave Gorin, Dave Sims, everybody. I truly mean it. I am so sorry. I don't know why I totally went inward during and after cancer. I cannot explain why. I will talk about this a little bit later on today in a diary episode. But yeah, I put this on me. And like I said, to Jay Spivey and all of the regular panelists, Deb Whitkus included, Mike Debate included, setting up a time and then not honoring it. That's usually not me. And I just want y'all to forgive me for that. And also, besides forgiving me, I want y'all to put your full trust in me, because I want this show to really take off. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I began this with an apology to Jay, and Jay, I mean every word of it. And I want to offer you Mondays at 10:30 instead of 11:30, because in a text with him, he said he begrudgingly went with it because 10:30 is his better time. Well, Jay, after today, I want to honor that. And that's why I'm working right now and putting a full charter together for Snowman in the morning, with rules that we follow, roles being defined, times being times being defined. And I started this show almost 13 years ago on a whim. I started it on a whim because someone challenged me to put my opinions out there during the morning, because I was doing an afternoon show for about a year and it didn't do well. I had guests on there, Allie included, but it didn't hit me. Oh, Clark Goodlow. Oh, my man. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Y'all pray for Clark Goodlow, please, because he's fighting the same monster that my dad fought, my mom fought, and I fought. And Clark, you're gonna win this battle, man. I don't know why I'm crying.
Bubba, breathe. We get it. Trust me. I mean, that's what we're here for, is to help keep this organized. I mean, you said it yourself.
Yeah, we all get it. Let me bring this back as somebody who was in Snowman. No worries, I can John Smoltz this thing. You know, I can go from starter to closer. You know, Mariano Rivera started at Mariano Rivera was a starting pitcher. Mm-hmm. They moved him to closer. What happened? He became the greatest pitcher of all time. I mean, people can change roles. It can happen.
Give me this camera back. What I'm going to do is just start trusting people in the roles that I give them. When something goes backwards, I close up, and I apologize for that. Okay? This is on me.
Natural.
This is on me, and I usually am not like that, but given the last 3 years where I didn't trust myself, and I'm beginning to trust myself again, it's hitting me, but it's in a good way.
Yeah.
It's hitting me in a good way, and I had to let that out, and I had to apologize, especially to Jay.
Yeah,
because when Jay and I connected, we had a set time where we would tape everything, and then my health went backwards, and I want this show, if nothing else, not just to be fun, but to be consistent. And that starts with me. And I take full responsibility for all of the inconsistencies of the past 3.5 years. Yes, I've had health problems. Y'all know what I went through. But at the same time, the moment I got back in the chair in 2022 after cancer, when I got back in the chair full time, I still didn't have a plan. And I'm saying this as honestly as I can, folks. I still didn't have a plan. Now I do. After doing this show for almost 13 years, the plan is finally in place. The people that I trust the most to execute are finally in place. That includes Dietz, that includes Dog, that includes Victor, that includes Mr. McCoffey, that includes Jay Spivey, that of course includes my beautiful Jody, and everybody that is involved with the show. I love you all very, very much. Thank you for allowing me this moment to let those feelings out and to tell y'all the corrections that I'm going to make going forward. I need to dry my eyes, so we're going to go to a break. When we come back, Jay Spivey at the bottom of the hour to talk Carolina Hurricanes Stanley Cup win, and we're going to have some fun at the expense of someone who told me not to talk baseball. Snowman in the morning, back at a deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you Total Football Talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Cause we take this job so serious.
I'm sorry, what are these things called?
Spices?
Spices, thank you. My brain went bleh.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
I sprang that. I sprang that on Jody, and she could not stop laughing. That someone had asked me when I played it the first time where that clip was from. That was from Snowman Learns to Cook on a Budget, a series that we're going to bring back probably for football season, and they just carry it through the entire broadcast season. Clark Goodlow says you're an inspiration, Snowman. Man, thank you. Clark, what kind of cancer are you fighting? Because we want to cheer you on in your fight. Let me do a little housekeeping here. You can help us by subscribing to the YouTube channel, youtube.com/@snowmanmultimedia. You can help me and my family with a donation to our GoFundMe. That's gofund.me/Snowman's Road to Recovery. You can also help me and the family via PayPal if you look up the ID @Snowman2172. And of course, you can also help us via Cash App by donating to cash.app/$tallman.decay50. Oh man, that was I can't believe I came up with. She won't. Well, I asked Jody to if it's okay if I involve her, and she says, "Yeah, it's okay. You already got me in the intro and part of the commercial, so go with it." So I had to find something. I had to find something that you guys would recognize. So I found that esophageal cancer. Man, we're with you.
Oh.
Go ahead and hey.
Ouch.
Yeah. Do me a favor, y'all. And this is for everybody watching on YouTube via the Shady Sports Network or Snowman Multimedia. Do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat to cheer on Clark Goodlow as he battles and defeats esophageal cancer. All right. And I'm going to start it by putting my 1 in the chat right here. While we're waiting for Jay to come on, hey, dog, how about those first place White Sox?
How about that, huh? I mean, who would
Yeah.
have figured?
Yeah. Oh, we'll get to that for hour 3, but we have a little business to close hour 2. Do that last one. Jay Spivey joins us from North Carolina. Good morning, Jay. How are you?
What's up, guys?
What's
Jay,
up,
I want to give you this. I want to move you back to 10:30, which is your wheelhouse beginning next week if you accept, and I'll leave it there and it won't change again.
That's fine.
Okay. How about those Carolina Hurricanes?
You mean all
Stanley Cup champions?
You mean all those people who doubted them?
You know what? Jay and I texted before last night. He said, will a certain person mention the Hurricanes going for the Stanley Cup? We know the answer to that. Or the bigger question, and I'm going to hit a home run with Dietz, how about Carolina in the College World Series?
They're one win away from the National Championship Series.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
And I bet it will not be mentioned today.
Well, it's mentioned here. Because
I'm not even talking about specifically him.
Right.
If you saw, I don't know if you saw what I said on Facebook, and I don't profess to be the most knowledgeable person about the NHL, right. But I am proud of the fact that the Hurricanes did what they did. However, I happened to see TNT right after Vegas won the Western Championship, and all but one of their quote unquote analysts picked Vegas. To win.
They picked Vegas.
The only one who picked Carolina to win was Wayne Gretzky. Well, that's all you need to know.
Well, Wayne Gretzky.
That's all you need to know. He's that's why he's the great one.
Then, throughout the entire Stanley Cup championship, everybody at ESPN, at least the people who were asked, picked Vegas. And PK Subban doubled down on it last night, and he got on air twice and said he was shocked they won.
I'm not.
He said, well, I think they'll lose in 6. Well, how's that looking now?
I'm not shocked.
Just about, I don't know if you've seen him or not on TV. He actually did some Olympic stuff for NBC, and he's on ESPN now.
Yeah, I saw that.
I'm talking about TJ Oshie. He's awful, just awful on TV. And I think they're trying to prop him up because he's an American hockey guy.
Yep.
Well, he's been on Scott Van Pelt a lot last couple of weeks. Well, he gets on there, and he's throughout the whole last 2 or 3 weeks. I think Vegas is better. I just think they're better. And I just don't understand the doubt. Because
you know why the doubt is there?
Carolina had the second best record in hockey during the regular season.
And nobody noticed. And nobody, and you know why everybody doubted Carolina? Even though Carolina, as you said, Jay, had the second best record in the NHL, second most points in the NHL. The entire question that everybody was asking for the longest time, even up until their win in Game 6 last night, was who the hell are the Carolina Hurricanes?
Well, I mean, what is there to doubt? Not only did they have the second best record, but up until the Stanley Cup Finals, they had blown out everybody.
Yeah, they did. They did. They beaten everybody to a bloody pulp. Listen, all I have to tell you about Carolina is the Eastern Conference Finals. Montreal hung 6 goals on Carolina in Game 1. They did nothing after that. Carolina closed that in 5 games.
And they had
Jay, to bolster your point, Jay, after I think it was Game 3, after Game 3, that network was sending out articles on their app about the NHL Finals saying, should Carolina change goalies?
In
the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals.
In the middle of the Stanley Cup Finals.
Are you insane? Last night they were questioning that.
And then they pulled. Go ahead, Jay.
I think there's a lot more to this story with Frederick Anderson than we'll ever probably know. However, I don't think they would have won without the way Bussy played. Bussy played really well.
Absolutely. And they've sent out, like it Dietz, where have we seen this mistake before? Sending out articles prematurely.
Yeah.
Where have we seen that before?
Where have we seen this before?
This gets to my bigger point. It has nothing to do with athletics. Not really anything to do with athletics. I think there's a lot of people out there, whether it be sports or just news or just people in general, who don't get North Carolina. They see it as, I think there's a lot of Southern that they don't know anything about the South and they're anti-South. Well, if you look, Raleigh's not a small city. I mean, it may not be as glamorous as Vegas is, but it's not a small city.
I mean,
and not only that,
Jay, you just said it right there.
People don't understand this. North Carolina is the 9th largest state in the country. And we're not far away from Georgia from being 8th. And I think that's going to happen real soon here. But if you look, again, this goes back to the South. 4 of the 9 largest states in the country are in the South, if you count Texas. 4 of them. And North Carolina and Georgia are 2 of them.
Here's the thing about North Carolina, and Jay mentioned this several years ago on the program. A lot of people think of North Carolina as a transient state where no one in athletics wants to be. And also, to echo another point that Jay said, the most well-run organization in North Carolina is the Carolina Hurricanes.
Not even close.
And here's the proof. They are Stanley Cup champions for the 2nd time in team history.
Meanwhile, the Hornets and Panthers are nowhere near that.
No, and never will be.
Now, I got my own thought.
That's because they came from Connecticut.
Well, that's true. But my thought process is on this, and correct me if I'm wrong, this might be a little tin hat moment. The reason why everyone was against Carolina, they wanted to push the bigger market, which is Las Vegas.
I'm not so
no
sure
matter
Vegas
what's
is
going
a
on,
larger market. That goes to my bigger thing. If you look, I think Raleigh's actually a bigger market
by capita. Yeah,
I think if you look strictly at the Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill market, I think it's bigger than Vegas is. Just like
that's also a hockey. That's also a hockey thing. That's
Charlotte's
a hockey
lot
thing.
bigger than people think
Where's
it is.
Where's Droid when we need him? Ask Droid how many people care about Florida hockey when we've seen the Florida Panthers be successful. We've seen Tampa Bay be successful.
Lightning.
And every time they're
never heard this with Tampa.
Every hockey expert writes off they write them off. Why? Because it's like you said, Jay. Hockey is very much they don't want the South.
Right.
I don't even think that's it.
They want the North and the West. They want the
North
and the West.
You never heard this when Florida and Tampa were winning. You never heard that. I think it's everybody thinks North Carolina is a podunk state. It's not.
It's not. I lived there for 2.5 years. My family and I lived there for 2.5 years.
Ask Droid, man. Droid knows this very well as a Panthers fan. He knows. Droid knows because Droid has come on this show many a times. We've had conversations with Droid, and he's like, "Why is nobody respecting my Panthers? Why is no one in the hockey world respecting them?"
I never heard that
down
really
south.
with the Florida teams.
Okay.
Yeah, if you go back and look
there was
at
a lot
when
of
Tampa Bay was running things, and
and
Florida's won 2 championships in the last 4 years.
I'm not disputing.
And nobody
I'm not
talks
disputing
about the
that.
Panthers.
I'm not disputing that. But nobody said said they didn't have a chance to win in the Stanley Cup. Is what I'm saying.
Right, and he's right. Jay is right. Mostly everybody was picking Vegas to win the thing.
There were very few people outside of Gretzky I heard who picked the Hurricanes to win.
Yep,
very few.
And Gretzky knows hockey. That's why he picked That's why he picked Carolina. McCarthy had Carolina winning in 7 games. They won in 6. They beat them in their own house. They did the same thing that the Knicks did in San Antonio. They
shut them down last night, too.
They shut them down in the Fortress, i.e. T-Mobile Arena. Carolina, and Shane and I talked about this before we hopped on the air. Carolina's forechecking was unbelievable for 6 games. Unbelievable. They kept the high-speed Vegas Golden Knights out of the net for 6 games.
And wore them down.
They wore them down. They wore down the speed with their power, part 1, and part 2. In game 6, they kept Vegas off the scoreboard. They shut them out.
Right. Jay, because I know this is just a me thing. Carolina, great job. They won a championship. Awesome. Jay, I want to talk to you more about, as much as I love revisiting, we could talk about Carolina's championship all along.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk to you, Jay. Last week, we were talking about how North Carolina, the baseball team at UNC, we talked about how they were 1 out away from being eliminated from this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They were 1 inning away from being eliminated from this whole thing.
Yep.
And look where they are. Look where they are now. What's been the turnaround in that team, and can they keep it going for the whole world?
This is one of my big themes over the last 10, 15 years, especially whether it be high school or college sports.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of schools who put all their eggs in a basket to win a Christmas tournament or a conference tournament or whatever it may be, whatever kind of tournament. Outside of the national championship, of the NCAA tournament, or the state championship tournament, whether it be high school or college.
Yep.
Now, Carolina did lose an ACC championship to Georgia Tech. But how's that looking right now? Do you think that affected Carolina whatsoever? No.
No.
Georgia Tech got sent home early. Carolina's still playing.
And Carolina's 1 win away from the national championship series.
What difference does it make whether you win an ACC tournament or not? What difference does it make?
It doesn't.
Who cares?
Who is standing at the end of the series? At the end of the season?
I had a former boss who was a complete moron, and I'll flat out say that about her for the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Who wrote me up? Now, I was basically the high school lead reporter for the paper.
Yeah.
Wrote me up because I said high school tournaments don't matter.
Wow.
That's 100% honest truth.
You've got to be kidding me. She wrote you up for that?
She most certainly did.
She wrote you up for... Listen, we talked about this earlier in the show. Would you rather be the last team standing in December, or would you rather be the last team standing in June or March for the high schools and June for the colleges? Would you rather be the last team standing in the middle of the season, or would you rather be the last team standing at the end of the season?
College tournament, conference tournaments, especially if you're in a bigger conference, it mean nothing.
Yep. Nope. Means not. It's a rarity. It's a rarity in college sports to win your conference tournament and win it all.
Well, I mean, like I'll use Duke as an example, and they keep doing this. I don't understand why. They keep like playing 3 or 4 straight days in a row in the ACC tournament, and then they're worn out.
They're worn.
What the ACC tournament means nothing to these teams. So why?
Yeah.
And the I can speak from experience of covering the Christmas tournaments, and I know Jay can do the same thing also, or the holiday tournaments. Let me say that correctly. You know, the teams put, and I'll echo Jay's point, they put all their teams in one basket, put all their eggs in one basket to win the holiday tournament, and they do not do the same by the time March rolls around for the high schools, when they should be caring about competing for the state championship, and they're not ready.
Well, like we have a big girls tournament the week of Thanksgiving, and we have a big boys tournament, and it's kind of flip-flop, but now they've had it when they should be, and they start the day after Christmas.
Right.
Well, everybody it's like their be-all, end-all to win these 2 tournaments. Well, we have not had, in terms of public schools, We have not had a state championship down here from either boys or girls since 2019. So why do people care about these Christmas tournaments so much? I mean, I understand it's a big deal to play in them, but why do you put, like you said, why do you put all your eggs in one basket about winning a tournament that's 10 weeks away from the state championship?
I think it's because of prestige, and I can give you
I
a
understand
great
that,
example. I can give you a great example. In Chicago, there's a holiday tournament called the Proviso West Tournament.
Yeah.
And a lot of people think that if you win that tournament, it would propel you to the state championship. In the 14 years that I covered the Proviso West Tournament, I can only tell you on one occasion where a team won the Proviso West Tournament and then won it all. And that's Whitney Young. They won the Proviso West Tournament 2007, 2008. They run the table and they win the championship. And that's a public school. That's a public school team. Because I can honestly tell you, because Tyrone Slaughter, who's a good friend of mine, put the depth together to run the table to win the tournament. I'll go back to a point Jay said. By the time March rolls around, these teams are worn out. They're exhausted.
Well, I don't even know if it's just that. It's just they think they're better than they are in November and December when these tournaments are, and don't get any better than the regular season or the state tournament. Oh, and the other thing is they put all their eggs in the postseason. They get all ramped up about winning the conference tournament and just forget about the bigger goal in terms of winning the state tournament. Who cares about winning the conference tournament? Pretty much everybody makes the playoffs here anymore anyway.
Right.
So what difference does it make whether you win the conference tournament or not?
You want to win the big one. You want the state championship. Or in college sports, you want the national championship. Or in pro sports, you want the big. You want to win it all. And here, Carolina stands one win away from playing for the national championship in college baseball.
That won't be mentioned at all.
Except here. Except here.
That's wild. That's wild.
For somebody who
people think they won't mention North Carolina winning a championship.
The biggest Carolina fan in the world.
You know what? I promised Jay we'd have a little fun. I promised Jay we'd have a little fun at his expense. I have a couple of stories that will take us to the end of the hour with said individual that I haven't revealed to anybody. Matter of fact, the only person that knows these stories is Jody, my wife. When we lived in North Carolina, he offered me a chance, and I put that word in quotes, to cover the Blue Chip Fall Basketball League. It's a league of high school players with different teams, basically using their school names, and they played in Winston-Salem. Now, he told me that I was going to get paid for these games. I'm like, cool. I can use the gas money and the grocery money to help my family. I will not reveal the amount that he paid me. I will just only say that he was very, very cheap.
Well, that's better than what he promised me. And he asked me to write 4 stories about the Big Four with Wake Forest, Carolina State, and Duke. Preview basketball stories. Said he'd pay me. I still haven't got paid a dime for it.
Not surprised.
Not a dime, and I worked hard on those stories too.
I know you did. Because you showed me previews of them.
I worked hard.
You showed me previews of them. Because he wanted to start a pay service, did start said pay service, and didn't pay you. Listen, when I did the Blue Chip tournament, he said he was looking for someone to be there every Saturday on time. I was there every Saturday on time. Jody put it in the calendar saying, baby, you got to get up. You have to drive to Winston-Salem because you have to be there all day. Fine. One, he was very cheap, and I know it's better than what Jay got, and Jay, you got a raw deal, and I hate that. Secondly, he gave me all this hype about the way I call games, and he never invited me to cover a regular season game. Ever. Ever. No, I take that back. He invited me. He said he had planned for me to cover, I want to say 20 regular season games. You know how many I got to cover? 3. And it was his alma mater that I was covering. Figure that out.
Well, in terms of game coverage, I probably will not see him until I think it's the first week of October. I think.
Yeah.
When I go over to East Forsyth.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like October 3rd or something like that.
I'm still working on trying to grab a deal with a school down in Carolina and call their games remotely while I'm working here. I want to find a way to do that.
There has to be a way.
There has to be. And I'm give me this camera. I'm putting this out here right now. Hey, North Carolina or Illinois or any other state, if you're looking for a quality broadcaster, you're looking at him. Okay? All you need to do is just send me the video. I can run it here in my studio, and I can call the game from here. I have a way to do it. And it took me 2 years of playing around with said idea. It took me working with an organization who did me extremely dirty and finding out the exact materials I need, but I do have a way to pull it off. All you need to do is 2 things. Send me the video and then pay me. That's it. And I know there's a way you can do it because UNCG did it for me 5 times. Right after I came out for surgery, I covered, before I went into surgery, I did 3 UNCG baseball games. Live.
What's college baseball?
Well, what's baseball, period, right?
Yeah, what's baseball? Nobody cares about baseball.
I bet you he can't name the name of the head coach for Carolina baseball.
I know he can't. And this is the guy that supposedly, as you said, Jay, this is the guy who supposedly cares about Carolina sports and nothing else. Really?
But he'll be all over Caleb Wilson in the draft next week.
Yeah, he will. Watch this.
It'll be nonstop Caleb Wilson discussion. It'll be that and Hornets coverage next week.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, we cover everything here. And I'll reveal this story too. And Shane, you do not know this, but I'll tell it here. The last day I was on his network, my bride came up to me and simply asked me, "Why are you still on his station?" And I said, "What are you talking about?" She brought this to my attention. I was running a grand total of 8 ads each morning on my show, which was a 4-hour show at the time. He only paid me each month for one of them.
Woof.
That's crazy.
And we wonder why he's literally the only broadcaster on his network.
You know what I did that morning? My wife said, you need to make a choice. Either you keep running on this station and you keep getting screwed, or you pull it, you come with me to Tennessee, we get the hell out of here for the day, and we'll figure it out from there. I pulled it. Next 10 minutes, I stopped everything. I turned off my computer, and we get the hell out of there. No. I was just so excited to be on a network, and he never told me he was getting radio time down there anyway. Right? I was just so excited to be back to work that I didn't see the full picture.
Don't forget his quote-unquote listeners don't care.
Exactly. And Jay and I did nothing but talk about baseball the time I was down there.
His quote-unquote listeners don't care.
Which is a lie. Which Jay and I know is a lie. Because what's the nearest team to Carolina? The Atlanta Braves. You know how many Braves fans I talked to?
Me.
During my time there?
Me.
And he kept saying nobody listens to baseball talk. That's a lie.
I grew up watching baseball. It was my favorite sport. Now it's just boring.
Mm-hmm. Nobody talks about baseball. That's a lie. Do. Jay Spivey joining us as he does every Monday. He's going to be moved permanently to the 10:30 slot Eastern time beginning next week, and that will not change ever. Jay, thank you very much, my friend, for joining me. Thank you for your patience and everything. I love you. I appreciate you, and we'll see you beginning next week at 10:30.
All right, guys.
All right.
Needed that. I needed that. He said yes. He said that's fine. So beginning next Monday, Jay Spivey will join us at the bottom of hour 1, and it will not change. That's his wheelhouse. That's where we'll keep him. We got a break. Hour 3, when we really get totally Deets. We got a few. Deets has a few stories, and he's going to tie them all together into sports in a neat little bow. And all I got to say is, hang on to your seats. Hour 3 and a deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Because we take this job so serious.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what he needs.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
I quit. We're done here. I'm done. We're out of here. What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Like, come on here.
What? Dog, do you?
I don't do a damn thing, and I get told to go to hell.
Dog, do your thing.
Oh my goodness gracious, we gotta deal with that. It's 5 after the hour, everybody. This is Snowman in the Morning.
You're listening to WQVZ 1700 AM Mission Radio.
Broadcasting live in your region, across our nation, and around the world, this is Snowman Multimedia. We need to see it.
Put somebody in the middle of the field.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Jesus Christ.
Well, that game sucked.
You fool! I'm on Alarm Island.
What the is that?
Give me them cocks!
Now get out my face, you thirsty bitches.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
I'm still waiting to see the T-shirt for Alarm Island.
I've had to mess with a couple of designs.
You would.
I had to. Well, I want to write. I want to do it right. You know.
Next thing you're gonna tell me is it's an actual island with an outline of a chicken on it. Did I just actually design my own shirt? Shit.
Hour 3 and one more time. Let's get totally dates.
Passionate.
Come after me! I'm a man! I'm 40!
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not gonna keep him off the field tonight!
Totally.
This one has a chance!
Dates.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Yeah, buddy. Dates is back. It's hour 3, and I'm just gonna give you the floor, man. I'm just gonna give you the floor.
But before you give me that, I just want to say this. This is how amazing having Jay on the show is. That story that Jay just said about him writing stories and the guy not paying him, like none of again, nothing any of us talk about is rehearsed. Like,
No.
I didn't know Jay was. I didn't even know that happened to Jay. I didn't know Jay was going. I didn't know Jay was going to bring that up today.
Right.
Jay doesn't know about the story I'm about to bring up.
Mm-hmm.
But they're both connected, and that is wild that somebody would do that to anyone as a human being, to say, "Hey, do this for me, I'll pay you." You do it, and then you don't pay them. Like, that is the worst thing you could do to anybody. Like, if somebody does something for you, pay them.
Mm-hmm.
It's that simple.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that being said, that's kind of the lead in to where I want to go with this. So, Snowman, give me this camera.
Oh boy, go.
So for the last, I want to say, week and a half, I have been immersed in a story that is so wild. It is going to take probably about 3/4 of this last hour. It's probably going to take that long to unravel this whole thing. But I just want everybody to know this story begins with $200,000 in Legos. That's where this story begins.
$200,000 in Legos.
So, but to begin the story, we have to talk about. So there is a company, and the reason the story hit me is because when I was in Orlando for MegaCon, there was a booth set up for a company called Bricks and Minifigs, and they sold Legos. They sold Lego pieces. They sold, Lego characters, full sets, all that kind of stuff. They had a booth. I remember their booth. I remember going to their booth, looking through their stuff. I remember when I was with one of my friends, and she was with her kid. Her child was looking through, stuff, and that was the booth he was looking at, and do you want to get this? And I believe Sissy got something from that. I'm not sure, but I think she did. I think she bought something from them, from that store. So anyway, Bricks and Minifigs is not just some small company. They are all over the country. They have locations all over the country. Now, right now, they're sitting at their market value is $400 million. They're a $400 million corporation. Okay. So that brings us to Salem, Oregon. So they have a shop in Salem, Oregon. Now, the way Bricks and Minifigs runs is they have shops all over the country, but they're under the umbrella, but they're franchised. They're a franchise, so they're franchised out. So if you run a Bricks and Minifigs, you're basically just buying the name, putting it on your shop, and you run the shop. And they pretty much just provide you with the name and the recognition and all of that.
Right.
So this entity in Salem, Oregon. So this guy was out there, and this old guy had been collecting Legos for basically his whole life. He had a bunch of sets. He had all these rare things. And this 83-year-old guy falls ill. So his son decides, you know what, since dad's ill, we need money to take care of him. What I'm going to do is see how much all our sets are worth, and try to get some money for it. So he goes into the Bricks and Minifigs in Salem, Oregon, and he meets with the franchisee, the manager, and she says, hey, you know what? We can't buy them outright from you, but what we can do is you bring them in, we'll display them in the store, and when people buy them, we'll take a small cut, and we'll give and the rest will go to you. And the guy's like, yeah, that, fair deal.
Right.
At least we'll be getting some money for this. And so the girl,
Right.
so the franchisee owner writes it up as when she looks up the set, she's just looking at the set, and she kind of knows, hey, this is a very expensive set. So she labeled it as a $200,000 worth of all the sets. It would be worth $200,000. That's how she marketed it.
Right.
That's how it was all written up. So that's what she
Right.
believed. So that's what everybody in this story right now is acting upon. Hey, this set is worth 200. All of our set is worth $200K. So, needless to say, they start selling, and some of the money is going to him. Some of the money's being kept by the store, and it seemed to be working fine
Right.
until the franchisee. Her husband got a job overseas. So they said, well, we can't run a company in Oregon from Spain. Like that it's just not going to happen. So they decide to sell the store. They decide to sell the store back to the Bricks and Minifigs Corporation and say, hey, you guys can take it over and do whatever you need. So they set up these two guys to come in and manage the store. Well, they show up one night, and again, this is all documented. This is all documented on the cameras in the store. They just show up one night out of the blue. These two guys, and they say, "Hey, we're the new franchisees," and the franchisee is like, "Okay, well, I have not done inventory yet. I haven't done any of this, so I kind of need some time to get all of our paperwork in order so you guys can take over and hit the ground running." Seems like the normal thing to do that normal people would do.
Right.
Well, the guy says, "Hey, don't worry about that. Corporate will take care of all of that. What we need you to get out of the store." And she's like, wait, what? And she's like, and I get it from her point of view. From her point of view, she's probably like, you know what? I'm getting the hell out of this business. I don't really care. I'm going to Spain.
Right.
Y'all can do whatever you want. She leaves the store. She leaves the store, and they literally lock her out of the store. So that's how this starts. And then, so the lady's thinking about it for a little bit, and she says, "Oh, they have all that guy's stuff in there, and he doesn't know that I'm not running this anymore." So she calls this guy Brian, and she says, "Hey, Brian, look, I'm no longer the manager of the store where your Star Wars figures are. Here's you might want to call over to the new managers and introduce yourself, make sure you're set up, make sure everything is good." Make sure everything's good to go.
Right.
So Brian calls the store, and he gets to talk to the owner. And the owner tells him, and he said, so Brian says, "Hey, look, I'm just checking in with you guys because I heard there was a change in management. Those Star Wars figures that are there, those are mine. And you guys are selling them for me." And the guy says, "What Star Wars figures?"
Oh no.
Immediately red flags are going up, and Brian is like, "What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? What figures?" He's like, "Do you have my figurines? Did the old franchise owner, did she take them? Where's my stuff?" And he goes to the store to get them. So he goes into the store, and he's like, "No, these are," and he sees that they've still got his stuff displayed. So he's like, "All right, they're still here. This is," he's like, at least they're still here. All right. So goes to talk to the guy, and the guy's like, "No, we just took over this store. We're still going through this stuff." And Brian's like, "No, those are mine. Those are my figures. You guys are just displaying them, but they're mine. You guys haven't paid me for them, so you're either paying me or you're giving me the Legos back."
Yeah.
Now, the new manager was having none of that. And not only does he tell Brian, hey, no, you're not getting your Legos back. But he also says, you know what? You're trespassing on our property and you're no longer allowed to contact us. So he kicks him out and has Brian arrested. And has Brian arrested.
Has Brian arrested. Oh my God.
So Brian tells this whole story to the Lego community, to the broader community. He's telling the story to anybody he can. And that's when it gets in the hands of a YouTuber named Reckless Ben.
All right.
And Reckless Ben gets a hold of this story and contacts Brian and says, hey, Brian, what they did to you is wrong. I'm getting your Legos back. And that's where this story goes from corruption to nuclear in about 3 seconds. So Ben has made videos. He has all of this is on video. All of this is free to watch on YouTube. Y'all can watch Reckless Ben. So Reckless Ben goes down there. And the minute he walks into the store, I can talk about how the things Reckless Ben did that are wrong. He does a lot of wrong things.
Right.
But not wrong in an illegal sense. He just does them wrong in the idea of, hey, they're just not giving them back. Like we need somebody to just go in there, demand them, and the company will give in to us.
We'll give in. Yeah.
That's not how Ben. That's not how companies work. He should have gone in there with something in writing saying, Brian sent me here to collect his Legos. Like, because just imagine how that looks to anybody. Like, random person you don't know walks in and is like, yeah, I talked to Brian and Brian said I could come pick all these up and they belong to him. Like, anybody in their right mind is going to be like, show me the proof. Show me the proof and get the hell out of here.
Yep.
So that's the mistake. I'll say not wrong. That's the mistake Ben made. Ben just walks in and is like, you're giving this guy his Legos back or you're paying him money. And like, no one's going to listen to you unless you're in there with the guy, unless you have to prove it at some point. But needless to say, they do the same thing to Ben that they did to Brian. They basically kick him out of the store, have him arrested for trespassing, cause all this chaos. And Ben, his name is Reckless Ben for a reason. he decides, you know what? You can do this to Brian because Brian is just a normal person, but you ain't doing this to me. And he gets a full-fledged campaign. He does a couple of things that, he starts up a random raffle. He finds out that he's banned from going on the property. So Ben does this great thing where he sets up a table right outside the area. And he realizes commerce law says if you run a raffle, you have to honor the raffle. Otherwise, you're breaking the law.
Right.
So he runs a fake raffle. So he runs a raffle where anybody who comes up buys a raffle ticket. It's an automatic winner. And they go to the store and they say, where it says, you won the raffle, pick up your winnings. And he puts the Bricks and Minifig store as the place to pick it up from. It's an actual ticket. They have to honor it. Well, again, they do the same thing where they don't honor it, blah, blah, blah. But that's one of the tactics. I'm just giving that as an example of tactics Ben uses to try to get, he's just like, basically he's telling people, hey, here, get this raffle ticket, go in, get the Lego, tell them you won this prize. When they give you that prize, come back, give it to us. We'll give it to Brian. Like that. That's how it's supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to work. But again, the company doesn't honor any of this. They're not having it. And over this whole time, that's the whole first video is just Ben trying to harass this company to do the right thing. And again, This is a $400 million company. This is a 200,000. Like even and
It's
I'll get later on in
$200,000.
this. I'll spoil later on in the story because CoffeeZilla figured it out that the Legos really weren't worth 200,000. They were really more in the range of like 100 to 150. Like that. That's where they were. It doesn't. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're a $400 million company. 200K, even if it was 200K, 200K is a kick in the bucket, dude. That's a kick in the bucket. You get so much more publicity out of, oh yeah, we paid this guy off, and you don't. Now that it's blown up to where it is, and I'll save that. I'll save where it is right now for later on. But all right, so that's the whole first video. The second video comes out where Ben, the owner actually calls Ben, and well, not the owner, the manager of the store. Manager of the store calls Ben, and Ben says, and he basically says to Ben, "Hey, if you want to get involved in this," he goes, "Fine, sue me." So Ben says, "You really want us to sue you? Okay." He goes, "Okay." So he sues him. So Ben sues them. Ben wins the lawsuit. And so now he's like, all right, we won this lawsuit. Like now it's written right here. You have to pay us. Well, what does Bricks and Minifigs do? They shut the store. They shut the entire store down. So they go out of business. They shut the entire store down so that they don't have to follow the ruling from the lawsuit. So they think they've got one over. Oh, it's just this YouTube guy. He's not going to do anything more. Oh, so what does Ben do? Ben finds out who the franchisees are and sues them. And that's where this goes into another stratosphere, another level of just absolute chaos. So Ben sues these two guys, but they live in Utah. So he has to sue them in Utah. Now, anybody who knows anything about Utah, we talk about it all the time in college football. That is BYU Mormon country.
Right.
The Mormons don't play around.
No, they don't.
The Mormons don't play around. They stick together like glue. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
So what happens is, so Ben goes to sue them in Utah, but the Utah, I guess the court system in Utah says, well, you can't file a small claims lawsuit unless both parties consent. So you have to serve. So you have to serve papers. Mm-hmm. So the whole second video is Ben trying to get a hold of these two owners. He's trying to get a hold of them, and every time he tries to get a hold of them, they either don't answer the phone, they hang up on them, they don't listen, they don't want to deal with them. So Ben, being Ben, goes to their house, and he's like, "Oh, I'm
Good
I'm
Lord.
their house."
Good Lord.
This causes the guy to call the American. I think they're called American Fork. That's the town they live in, or the whatever. But the American Fork Police Department starts running interference, and they charge Ben with trespassing. So now Ben has to serve these papers, but he cannot walk on he can't walk on the guy's property without getting arrested. So Ben goes. This is where it gets wild. Ben goes and he sits right outside the trespassing zone, has a process server with him, and the paperwork. And the cops come, and he's like, "What? I'm just sitting here. We're just sitting in our car. There's nothing going on." And the cop comes up and he says, "Hey, what are you doing here?" And he says, "Well, I have to serve these papers." And the cop takes them. Now, once a cop has them in their hand, if a cop sees the other person, they are now the process server. They have to hand those papers over to the other party. Body cam footage shows the cop went there, met with the guy, had the papers in his hand, and the guy said, "No, I'm not taking that. That's fake." And the cop knowing he has to do that, whether he knew he had to do it or not, the cop just takes him and walks right back and goes, "Nope, I'm not doing this." blatant disregard for the law. And he tells Ben, this is the best part. This was the funniest part of the whole video. Is the cop is sitting there talking to Ben, and Ben's like, what do you want me to do? I have these papers, but I can't go on his property. And he says, well, and Ben's sitting in the passenger seat, and the cop is talking to him, and he goes, you know what? Why don't you just get an independent person who's not affiliated with you to serve the papers? And Ben looks at the cop and goes, that's what she's here for. And the camera zooms in on this girl, and he goes, I just met her an hour ago. She's the process server. She's the exact person we're talking about. He goes, and here's where it gets even more wild.
It gets wilder than that.
Do the cops change their tune and go, oh, okay, well, we'll deliver these papers, or hey, we'll escort the process server up so she can deliver the papers? No. The cops arrest Ben and arrest the girl.
What?
for reasons. Still no idea what's going on. So Ben is going through this whole thing in Utah. Again, this is crazy. This police department, the entire police department, has run interference for these two individuals that stole this guy's Legos, and Ben's just trying to get him back. And meanwhile, they're arresting him. They're suing him. They're basically making Ben's life a living hell. But he's recording everything.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Ben requests all of the body cam footage, all of it. He requests everything because you have to. You have to give that over. Well, the police redacted all of it. They redacted basically everything of their involvement. And Ben's like, what is going on here? Until they realize the American Fork Police Department sent out a copy of the unredacted. They posted a copy of it unredacted. And so you saw everything. And this police department is as corrupt as you can get. Where they're basically talking to they're talking to the other side. They have one conversation where they go, all right, what can we arrest this guy on? They're talking about Ben. What can we arrest him on? They don't even know what they're doing. And that's this whole thing. So this whole thing blows up. Ben posts all the videos. Now, the part 3 was supposed to come out. But Bricks and Minifigs, the corporation has shut him down, has basically put a gag order on him. So if he even releases a video, he could get arrested right away.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
And so Ben and his group, they're sitting there, they're like, all right, what do we do? They're sitting in an Airbnb in Utah because they're from California. The other guy's up in Oregon. They're in Utah trying to deal with this. So they're in an Airbnb. All of a sudden, all right. So as I said, Ben has accused this guy of stealing. Well, the guy who was accused tells the police department, no, it wasn't me who stole him. It was Ben who stole him.
Oh, no.
The cops have not done a damn thing about trying to get these missing Legos back. They haven't done a damn thing.
Not a thing.
Until they hear Ben stole them. What do? They rock up.
Arrest him.
They rock up. No, they not just arrest him. They full SWAT team. Guys coming in with AKs. Guys, they came in after Ben like he had bricks of cocaine in his house. God. And Ben sitting there like, what are we doing? Like, oh my God, it was wild. So they do all of this. Now, meanwhile, all of this is going on, and now Ben has released all this stuff. And you think, oh, it's like, two videos. What's going to happen? Then it goes to CoffeeZilla. Then it goes to Asmongold. Then it goes to every single. I have seen at least 8 people react to this on YouTube. Millions of people have seen what this company has done to Brian and Ben and how they've acted. Their company is done. They are cooked. They are cooked. Like, even if they win the lawsuit against Ben and say, yeah, Ben, I don't know. I don't even know what they're doing. But Bricks and Minifigs, their company's done. No one's going to go to their store. No one's going to go to that store and be like, oh, this is a respectable place. Like, no, you're done. Your whole business has been cooked. Again, a $400 million has been cooked for $200K. It's wild.
Wow.
But this is the thing, and this is where I'm going to bring this with the next story I'm going to talk about. But this is the thing that I want people to understand. A lot of these videos that have come out now are about are taking shots at Bricks and Minifigs, and they're this company is blah 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 blah. That's the low hanging fruit. That's the easy one to take a shot at. My interest in this, I could care less what Ben has to say about Bricks and Minifigs. I don't care about the company. The company is garbage to me. What I want to know, and I want federal investigations into this. The police department. If the police are acting in the way that they are on there, what is being done about this? This has put a town at risk. This has put the entire state, the state police in Utah should be looking at this. The federal government should be looking at how was this conducted against this is wild, and nobody is talking about what the implications this has on the police department, because it's one of two things, and it can't be both. It could be a mixture of both, but either one of these that it has to be dealt with. It's either incompetence or corruption. It's one or the other. Okay.
Can it be both?
It can be both, but both, it doesn't matter. If it's incompetence, then you need everybody in that department out, and you need new people in.
Right.
If it's corruption, well, everybody in the department is corrupted. You need everybody out, and you need new people in. Like that. So either way, that's why I say either answer. It's either incompetence or corruption. No matter what you go with, the outcome has to be the same.
Yeah.
Everybody involved needs to get out. You need new people in there, and you need to, like, just the way these people act, the way the police acted, you could tell these people, that's not how you treat. Like, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know if they broke any laws, but I am a person, and I know that's not how you treat people.
No,
like,
it's not.
You don't treat someone that way. Even if you think they're the worst person in the world, you can't treat someone like that. You're a police officer. You have to treat people with decorum. You have to treat people properly. Like, if somebody comes to you and says, you owe me money, if you say you're gonna give somebody money, you pay them. If you buy a store, if you take over a store and they have debts, you have to honor those debts. You can't just be like, no, we just took over. We're not doing this. Like, that's not how life works.
No,
so
it's not.
That's the Bricks and Minifigs story.
So that
as of right now, and again, I started this on Monday. Ben started this, I think, 3 weeks ago, and this story changes. It gets worse and worse by the hour. All right, so next I'm going to go into the Texas Tech story of Brendan Sorsby. Bring this to sports, and then I'll tie it all together. But I think we need to take a break after all that.
Yeah, we need a break.
I think we
37.
take a break. I'll come back with the Texas Tech angle of this.
All right, 37 after the hour. We're taking our final break of the day. Deets will tie it all together and finish it off when you all get back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
Your emergency, please.
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Here, bronsexuals.
You fool! What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The last story on Totally Deeds, all I can think of is this.
Oh, hell no!
I'm dumbfounded.
You and me both.
I'm dumbfounded. But if you're gonna say you're gonna pay somebody, you pay him.
Yep.
There's a current troll coming after me saying I didn't pay him when he didn't do any. Give me this button. There's a current troll that's been coming after me for the past 15 years saying I owe him money and he's gonna ruin me when he didn't do a thing.
That's crazy.
Okay. Deet's got something to eat.
All right.
Brendan
Oh, yeah.
Sorsby is next. Go with it.
All right. So I know y'all come here for sports talk. So let's lump this into sports, which happened last week. Last week in Texas, a monumental ruling was put down by a district court judge. And basically what happened is Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby, who has admitted to gambling on sports, has admitted to gambling.
Yep.
And NCAA rules clearly state you cannot gamble. You cannot gamble. Period. End of story.
Yep.
So the NCAA has suspended Brendan Sorsby. Now, Brendan Sorsby, we a lot of stuff. Was the quarterback at Cincinnati, transferred to Texas Tech. But when this came out, the NCAA said, no, you can't play. Well,
right.
Texas Tech
and
Brendan Sorsby. So Brendan Sorsby challenged the NCAA and said, hey, they can't do this. This isn't fair. They can't suspend me for a whole season. And it had to go to court. So it goes to court, and a district judge somehow rules that Brendan Sorsby is he can't be suspended. He's not allowed to be suspended, and the NCAA has no right to do this.
I'm sorry. What?
Why? I have no idea. Again, I'm not a lawyer. I don't know all the legal jargon behind this. But what they basically said is that they got an injunction on Brendan Sorsby. He filed an injunction against the NCAA that says they cannot suspend Brendan Sorsby for this, and it's wild. The reasoning, again, I have no idea. The judge does not give a reason as to why he ruled this way, but just looking at the evidence of this case, which was presented to the judge is aware of all of this. He is aware. The judge has to be aware. This is not a Pete Rose situation where it says in baseball you cannot bet on baseball. This is you cannot gamble. It is much broader for the NCAA. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're betting on, and you know we talk about it. It doesn't matter if you're betting on curling. No gambling. You are not allowed to gamble.
No gambling.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if it's your sport. But even that is thrown out because Brendan Sorsby was not only betting on sports, he was betting on college football. Not only was he betting on college football, but while he was the third string quarterback in Indiana, he was betting on Indiana games.
Yep.
And for anybody out there that says, I saw this in an article about this said, it said he never bet on games that he was involved in. It doesn't matter if he's involved in the game or not.
Right.
This is akin to insider trading. If he's the third string quarterback at Indiana, he's still involved in Indiana meetings. He's still involved in everything that goes on. He has inside information to, all right, this is how Indiana's going to attack, and we talk about it all the time when we do it. Over-unders.
Yeah.
He looks at the over-under. He can look at it and say, oh, they're predicting us to score a lot. Well, coach is going to run the football this week, so we're not going to score as many points. I'm going to bet the under. He has inside information. He has inside information on all of this. so he can do
right.
it. That's why this is so important. That's why this matters. Like, you cannot do this. And it puts the entire integrity of the sport, entire integrity of the
At
game
risk.
involved.
At risk.
And that's what everybody's been saying. That's what everybody's been saying since then. So this judgment comes out and everybody says, oh, well, I guess he's eligible to play at Texas Tech now. Well, what have we seen since then? And again, this story broke Monday before we were going on the air. And Snowman told me, hey, we're going express. Save that story till Thursday. And my first comment when he said, hold that till Thursday, I said, this story is going to be completely different by Thursday. By Thursday, this story is going to be, and what happened? What happened? The next day, you had the Big Ten come out and say, if Brendan Sorsby plays, we're not scheduling Texas Tech ever again.
Ever again.
You had Georgia, Florida, and Mississippi State's athletic directors come out and say, we're not scheduling them.
We're not scheduling Texas Tech.
You had a softball team come out and say, we are not scheduling against Texas Tech. This has gone wild. Has a wildfire of just burning. Because again, what this judge has done is basically said, I just gave you, it's clear he was betting, not just betting on sports. He was betting on the sport he plays in. This is clear knowledge. And this judge has said the NCAA cannot act upon it. You know what that's done? What that's done is basically said the NCAA is no longer authority they have stripped all authority from the NCAA in any sport, in anything that they do. They are no longer the authority. That crumbles the entire college sports authority, a college sports angle. Every sport is now affected by this. That's why we have seen, and again, we've seen people come out and everybody's been against Texas Tech, or this has been championing this. What no one is doing is pointing out how this dismantles the NCAA. This dismantles college athletics is dismantled by this one ruling, by a ruling by a judge that has no idea what they've just done.
Right.
And no one is coming. And again, I said this. This is why I tied these two stories together. Everybody's coming after in the Lego story. Everybody's coming after bricks and minifigs. Nobody's going after the cops that were involved.
Police department. The police department.
Story, everybody's coming after. Everybody's coming after Texas Tech. Nobody's going after this judge of what this judge has just done.
The ruling.
And one of the most wild statements in this whole thing is the judge basically said, "Oh, you can't punish Brendan Sorsby for this. Why? Because Brendan Sorsby has gambling addiction." He's basically said gambling, and first off, that is so offensive to anybody who's ever had an addiction.
Yep.
To say, oh yeah, if he's diagnosed with a gambling addiction, that sucks. And Brendan Sorsby, you're going to be if that's what you have, you're going to be dealing with this the rest of there's no cure. You're not cured. An addiction means you are not cured. It means it means you have to do steps to prevent yourself from lapsing and falling into whatever it is you're addicted to, whether it's alcohol, whether it's drug abuse, whatever it is. That addiction just because you don't do it for a week, just because you don't do it for a month, just because you don't do it for a year, that doesn't mean you've beaten it. It's there for the rest of your life. Okay? So for a judge to sit there and say, well, the NCAA can't come after him because he has this issue and he's dealing with it. No, that issue is not cured. That issue is not cured. You can't do that. You can't just sit there and claim, oh, I had a gambling addiction, but I don't have it anymore. It doesn't work that way. Addiction does not work that way. It's not, hey, I went to a rehab and they said I'm good to go. It doesn't matter. When you get out of rehab, you have to continue doing the work. You have to continue going to AA meetings. It's why people go to AA meetings. It's why people have been going to AA meetings for 40 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that person can go out next day and drink
fall
again.
off the wagon. Yep, and fall off the wagon.
So to claim that he's cured is absolutely insane. It is absolutely insane.
And stupid.
And to say the NCAA cannot act upon this, they have to react. They have to keep the integrity of their sport. They have to keep integrity in their sports. They cannot allow this. And now you've got all the ADs coming out. Every AD should be out. What I want to know, and again, I want to know this. I want to know what the Big 12 is going to do.
Mm-hmm.
You have schools that are basically saying, we will never play Texas Tech. You have Sonny, the most damning came from Sonny Dykes.
TCU.
The head coach at TCU. Not only is he the head coach at TCU in the Big 12, that is a Big 12 team. Sonny Dykes is also an alumni of Texas Tech University.
Texas Tech. Mm-hmm.
And he has come out and said, this is a disgrace to college football. That is the most damning because he has everything tied to this. He's an alumni of the school. He's a competitor with the school. He's in the same conference. And even he can't say, hey, we need to just play through this. They can't. You can't do this. You cannot do this. The Big 12 has got to make a decision here, and basically,
and fast.
Basically, the Big 12 now has to step in and be the bearer of bad news and say, Texas Tech, you can play him, but if you play him, you're kicked out.
Right.
If you play him, you're kicked out of our league because we can't have you in this. We can't have people not wanting to play our entire league because of one player. And that's where this breaks. This breaks college athletics because again, you have not just football teams. You have you had a softball team say we're not scheduling Texas Tech ever. Like you can't have this. And the thing about this is like why this is taking so long. I don't understand why. All right, this ruling came down. The NCAA has fought it, and they're like, and the court system is like, well, we can't hear it till we can't hear this until next April. Well, by December, none of this matters because Brendan Sorsby's graduated and he's no longer part of the team. You have to resolve this now. This has to be resolved now. He can't play a whole season and then go back and strike all of that. That's what fascinates me about this. Like, what are we doing? You can't hold this off until then. But again, nobody is coming after this judge. This judge made an arbitrary decision that makes absolutely zero sense when you look at the evidence.
None.
The evidence presented. Not only did he bet on his sport, he was betting on teams that he's involved in. That is at any level, that is absolutely uncalled for. That is wrong.
It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
You cannot allow it. You can't allow that to be otherwise you are not a sport. You are not an organ. And if the NCAA cannot, it's one thing. If this judge said, "Hey, look, a full season, that's a lot." Like the punishment doesn't fit the crime. What I'm going to do is set up a an arbiter, or we'll have both sides go in, and we'll have somebody arbitrate what the punishment should, what the correct punishment should be.
Right.
That would be that would be an acceptable thing to where the judge says, all right, this punishment is too harsh. We need to find what the right thing is. But to flat out say the NCAA cannot act upon this is absolutely wild, because now any punishment that they bring down, for anything, anybody else can say, why can they punish me for this? They couldn't punish him for that. So their authority doesn't matter. We don't have to listen to them.
And it dissolves into chaos.
One of the most egregious things, which I haven't seen anybody talk about, but I will. What happens to a player who gets, we have suspensions. If you get suspended for a hit, a personal foul hit, right? If you get that foul in the second half of a game, you're out. You're out of that game, and you're out of the first half of the next game.
Mm-hmm.
What is preventing somebody from saying, you know what? No, we don't care about the NCAA. You can't tell us our players suspended. You don't have the right to tell us players are suspended. So we're going to play the guy. We're going to play our guy anyway, because your suspensions don't matter.
And the NCAA, and then
what's to stop them from that?
We'll close with this. And Deets, you said it best. The NCAA has to rule on this now, because their integrity is at risk. It is majorly at risk if they allow Brendan Sorsby to play, knowing what they know about him, knowing what they know about what he did. And it's what you say earlier, Deets, it's akin to insider trading. The gambling is akin to insider trading.
His knowledge is more than the average person. This isn't about whether bet you can bet. It's about whether you have the knowledge. Random person at home betting on the game does not have the game plan from Curt Cignetti. They don't have Curt Cignetti's game plan. They don't know that Curt Cignetti's planning on running the ball. They don't know that Curt Cignetti is planning on, hey, we're going to throw deep on these guys all day long. So I'm going to bet the over, because we're going to score, because we're going to put up 500 yards and score 50 points.
Right.
You don't know that going in. If you know behind the scenes, hey, this is our game plan going in. This game plan is going to put up a lot of points. I'm going to bet the over. You have insider information. You cannot do that.
No, you can't. You can.
So again, wild stories, but again, focus on, everybody likes to focus on the easy target. I get it. I get it. The easy target, it's easy to dogpile on. It's easy to dogpile on bricks and minifigs because they're getting dogpiled, and it's easy to take shots at them. What it's not easy to take shots at is the police. Even though they're corrupt and they're involved in this, no one's taking shots at them. Why? In this situation, it's easy to take shots at Texas Tech. It's easy to take shots at Texas Tech. Where are the people taking shots at the Big 12? Where are the people asking the Big 12 to react to this? They're not. They're not taking the shots at the big dogs involved that will get this ball rolling.
The only thing I heard from the Big 12 is that we will look at the entire situation. And I'm a member of the working media with the Big 12 because I post some of their stories on my websites. We'll leave it here. We'll pick it up tomorrow. Tomorrow starts the series between the Sox and the Yankees, which means Wise is going to be barking at me for the next 3 games, and I hope to bark back. We'll see what the White Sox are made of. Tomorrow, I will talk more about the White Sox. We didn't get to it today. We had a whole bunch to get to, but we will talk White Sox tomorrow, which is better leading into this big 3-game series in New York. Thank you, Deets.
Thank you, man.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deets.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Journalism still matters, folks. That's why we're here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are, and we hope y'all are too. So long, everybody. Change that ending. Don't forget, folks, journalism still matters. Monday Night Baseball tonight, 8:10 from Houston, Texas. So long, everybody.